Good afternoon everybody, it's about 1:30 now and I've come down for a little bit of a session down a rather flooded and coloured river Avon. As you could probably see over my shoulder as well, it's snowing, it has been. I've got a few flurries still this afternoon, but I'm going to give it a go. I've come to a small stretch of the Avon, rather intimate stretch, because I think it'll be more fishable than the rest of it. Really I'm thinking chub, maybe some roach, but primarily chub are on the cards today. So I'm going to be seeking out some slacker areas because it is pushing through. I'm going to have a wander about. It's going to be a roving session. Baits I've got with me, I've got some worms, I've got some maggots, which I'm probably not going to use. Certainly some bread, which I do love using even in colour conditions, in conjunction with a little small feeder full of smelly ground bait. It has worked for me quite often in the past, and I've got some cheesy garlic ground bait with me as well. And I've got some Cheesepaste with me also. So enough talking, we haven't got too long, about 3 hours before it gets dark, so I'm going to get a lick on, do as many swims as we can. I'm going to get off up this way and we'll see what we can do. So guys, since you last saw me attempting to catch a barbel and not succeeding, we've had some very cold weather. Proper frost at night, -3, -4. It's going to be another one tonight. And this has been my first chance to get out since then, due to the rivers been so high, and it's going to be coming up again after this snow's melted, which it actually is doing. I thought it felt reasonably warm. It's supposed to be like 0 degrees they forecast today, but it's certainly not that. My car's telling me it's 1.5. To be honest, it feels warmer than that. I'm really wrapped up, but in all honesty, I'm actually sweating a little bit. I've got my thermals on and the waders and stuff. But that's not going to do us any favours at all. But we'll have a go. We're here and we'll have a go. Having children, young children especially, let's get that out of the way. And young children especially, I've of course been on snowman making duties this morning. But that's all done now. Oh, struggling to get this in. There we go. That's all done for the day. 2 snowmen built. Happy children. So, family duties done with. Thought I'd pop out. What I've got with me, gear-wise, I've got my TFG Compact All-Rounder. It's actually set at 10 foot. I preferred at 8 foot when I come down here, but it was already set at 10 foot, so I'm not going to mess about. Because the dolly piece has an eye in it, so you have to completely de-tackle, if that's a word, and then tackle back up. So I'm not going to mess with that. I've got my Longbow, Okuma Longbow XT, which was kindly given to me by my friend Martin. Thanks, Martin. It's the Longbow XT, LBXT 630, I believe. I'll put all the details of all this stuff down below, as I usually do in the description. So, looking forward to this. It's actually, as I say, quite mild. What I'm going to do, the water's very coloured. There's 2 inches of visibility of that. So, rather than relying on stinky Cheesepaste, I'm going to get my old favourite small Guru gripper feeder on. The size, I would say it's about a size 10 or 12 on there. I'm going to swap that out for a proper hook link. A £5 hook link, £6 main line. It's very snaggy in here, as you can probably see over there. So don't want to be losing fish. So we go the size 6, quarter curve shank, my go-to hook. Got a standard running ledger rig on here, which I've shown you many times before, with just a stop above it and a bead, just to, if there's any debris coming down, it just stops it all going down towards the feeder and the link ledger, if I go on the link ledger. We'll start in here. There's a reasonable slack on the inside of here, and some flow as well. So we've got best of both worlds. Start off on Mr. Warburton's finest orange. And get a bit out. This has been in the freezer, so it's not ideal really, but it'll do the job. So if I do suspect, as I say, if I do suspect there are some roach in some of the swims, I'm not adverse to catching a few roach as well. It's nice just to catch some fish. So that's the plan. Anyway, chub and roach, but I'm going to flick this out just in front of me, just into this slack. See if we can do any good. Be relatively deeper now today. It's certainly going to be, I should think, 6 foot deep. If not a bit deeper. Always forget to set the net up. There we go. Yes. Fab, we're fishing. Just wanted to say a big thanks to John as well, my first ever patron, who's got on board via Patreon. I think that's how you say it, Patreon. He's very kindly and generously supporting the channel, so big thanks to him. Thank you, John. It's the first video I've filmed since John's been on board, so just like to say a big thank you to him. Really much, very much appreciated. Well guys, I'm not going to give it too long in each swim, only maybe 10-15 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll drop a little bit of bait in to likely looking spots like this, just in the hope that we can get something a little bit interested, and perhaps we'll come back afterwards on the way back. Right, I'm going to move on. So guys, we've got about an hour to go, something like that. And I've done a few swims, as you've seen. Nothing doing at all, absolutely nothing. So I've decided to come back to the swim we started in. I think this is probably our best bet, getting a bite. Geese going over. Oh, more. Head down, mouth shut. God, there's a lot of them. Wow. Fantastic. So yeah, I think this is probably our best bet of a bite. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the ground bait feeder just for 10 or 15 minutes. I've got a bit of bread on at the moment. I'll try lobworm and I'll try a bit of cheese paste. If we don't do any good, I think what I'm going to do is for the last sort of 3/4 of an hour, perhaps go on the maggot feeder, just see if we can't get a bit of a reaction. So perhaps get the smaller fish feeding, and then that might bring in the larger fish. So that's the plan, I think. It's feeling quite mild earlier, but since it hit 3 o'clock, it's started to go proper cold. Yeah, there's definitely some fish here. I've just had a couple of plucks. I've got a huge piece of bread flake on at the moment. Well guys, I was just looking away, felt a rattle on the rod tip. Just bounced on my knee. This little fella, very lively fella, beautiful. Lovely stuff. Well, absolutely battered the rod tip. I say I was actually looking, just sorting some gear out in my bag, because I've gone on the maggot feeder, as you can see, and I just hadn't done anything at all. Dropped it in a little bit closer and was just sort of deciding what to do and having a bit of a tidy up. The rod tip was bouncing away. Everyone loves a gudgeon, don't they? Got to love a gudgeon. I literally just dropped that one down there. Much closer in than I've been fishing. But we're just starting to lose the light now. And I just thought perhaps for the last 15-20 minutes, as nothing was happening on the maggot feeder, perhaps I'll put a lump of cheese paste on. Perhaps I'll give it another 5 minutes on the feeder, on the maggot feeder now, right down in front of me here. Well guys, as you can see, it's starting to get dark. It's gone 4:30 now. Went back onto cheese paste and alternated that with bread after I had that gudgeon. But absolutely nothing doing at all. Can't fish too many of the swims down here either, which is not great. It's good to have a rove. Do lots of swims down here. You can usually drop on some fish, but it's just pushing through too fast. Too much colour in the water too, really. Don't tend to fish the Avon when it's like this, I have to say, because I usually find this is the result. Would have been lovely today to get up one of the tributaries, but they're in pretty much the same condition, to be honest. And with this snow melting, I think it's below 0 now, but it's going to melt, I think, tomorrow. That's going to put some more cold water in the river and have it rising and colouring up again. And then I think later on in the week we'll do some more rain as well. So I think the river's going to drop, and then the snow's going to go in, it's going to rise, then it's going to drop, and then it's going to rise again end of the week, but with some much warmer weather, much more rain. So I think perhaps we'll try and get out so maybe middle of the week, catch the river as it's finding down just before we get some rain on the latter end of the week. But stuck it out as long as it's necessary, really. I'm not going to stay into dark. There's just no point, really. They're not interested today, the fish, clearly. The snow melt's going in is not helping, but the colour's all wrong, really. Just came on the off chance anyway, see if we could get a fish. I missed the gudgeon, has saved us from a blank. Right, I'm going to get this rod in and head off home, so all there is left to do is say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that despite no fish. Bit of a snow session. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling, all stay safe out there, and I will see you again in the middle of the week.